All right, guys, we're coming to you live from, my garage. So it's really not that exciting. Um, Wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today. We left off when talking about social classes in America. As your assignment was to kind of look at what those different social classes were or are, and decipher what the difference is between those, whether it be jobs, whether it be how much money they make, education levels, all of that stuff was a part of that. So today, what we're going to take a look at here is some layers to this in terms of consciousness associated with social class, along with the ability to move throughout those social classes. So, first off, we have false consciousness and class consciousness. False consciousness is quite simply the adoption of the ideas of the dominant class. And if you think about this, this is so much more prevalent today than it ever was in the past because what we have is a lot of people trying to adopt the lifestyle of the upper classes, whether you live in it or not. Obviously, if you live it, it's a little bit different. But think about how much emphasis we put on the items that we own. Okay, it's the whole idea, right? Sometimes we have a beautiful car with an empty bank account. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's one of the things that we do. We've adopted a lot of the ideas of the dominant class. It's something that we strive for. And now we live in the world where we'd like to show people what it is that we do have, which may be bad economically on us, but it's a big part of kind of this idea of false consciousness. So the adoption of the ideas of the dominant class. There's this other stuff to this. I put that in there as kind of materialistic way. But sometimes, hopefully, some false consciousness can happen too in other areas of lifestyle if it's for the positive. So class consciousness altogether is the identification with the goals and interests of a social class. So do you identify the class that you're in, and are you cognizant of that? And you see a lot of times, for better or for worse, in our society and in America, classes kind of stick together. Okay. If you're upper one percenter, chances are you're probably not hanging out on the weekend too much with those that are somewhat in that same class, same as the bottom. Some of that has to do with where you live, and obviously lifestyle and what you're able to do. If I want to go to Barbados this weekend, not everybody's going to be able to go. So there's going to be people that I identify with that would be able to do that. Which, by the way, I cannot go to Barbados this weekend. I'd love to, but I cannot. So social mobility is the ability of the movement of individuals or groups between these social classes. So it's the idea that maybe you started from the bottom. I'm not going to go there. All right, but you started from the bottom, and your whole team's here. No, you started from the bottom and you've moved up in social classes. All right. So, and that you have the ability to do that. It's social mobility. It's one of the things that easier said than done, but that is able to happen in America with all the right reasons and the right circumstances kind of surrounding that. So we talk about horizontal mobility and vertical mobility. A lot of people, I mean, if you're moving, remember horizontal, okay, up, down, all right. A change in occupation within the same, sorry, I just totally screwed that up. Horizontal, side to side, vertical, up and down, obvious jumping, vertical, okay. So horizontal mobility, like let's say that I left Sandusky and took a teaching job in another district. Most likely that would be horizontal mobility. That's not me moving up in the social ladder of how much I'm making. Okay. Could, but not enough to probably move me from one class to another. Now, if I were to get, let's say, from teaching to a 6-figure administration job, that would be vertical mobility. So a change upward or downward in occupational status or social class. So the first part of your guys' assignment goes with this video today. And so you're going to come up with real life examples of where this actually happened. So hopefully you were paying attention during all this. I don't want you to use the same things I talked about, but I want you to relate them to your actual life, and maybe where you've seen this or how maybe even you yourself. All right. Or if you talk about horizontal, vertical mobility, you could add the idea of maybe a family member who's moved up or down. Okay. You don't have to name them by name or anything, but just of an individual that maybe you're aware of that has done that. All right. So that is that. That is part A of the assignment attached today. So thank you.